Hello, this is Adeptus Nubis, and today I bring you a 1v1 cast between two very good players, namely Adila and DarkHero. DarkHero, Adila is rocking the Force Commander today. A supportive melee commander can be upgraded to a melee powerhouse later in the game. And on the other side we have the ever elusive, very quick Warp Spider. Can teleport, is a ranged hero, does have some melee prowess though due to a special attack that he has even when not having upgraded any melee exclusive weaponry, which is going to be changed in the upcoming patch. I can tell you that much. Very interesting build right out of the gate. We see double banshees from DarkHero. Not sure whether I'm also very sick at the moment. Please bear with me. I'm not sure whether DarkHero knows that Adila is playing the Force Commander. I'm guessing he's regretting it right now because the Force Commander is extremely good at dealing with melee come tier 2, since he can equip the Thunder Hammer and just knock everything back in his vicinity. So far, nothing special. These tactical marines should get behind green cover though. Yes, green cover is the best friend of tactical marines. They activate Kraken rounds. I think I've touched that topic in recent casts as well. Kraken rounds does not increase damage versus commanders. It's only the Sternguard veteran Kraken rounds that actually deals increased damage to commander armor. Tactical marines are desperately trying to get into melee combat with the Warp Spider though. The Warp Spider can teleport, and Banshees are most definitely enough to chase off tactical marines, even though tactical marines are no slouch in combat. The Force Commander has done a fantastic job here with the scouts, just harassing these Dire Avengers, denying this requisition point. Let's see, it's melee charge into combat. And he's constantly peeling off these models. I think Adila could have stayed in here a little bit longer. Maybe he was sensing that there's going to be a fight at his power farm, seeing double Dire Avengers, double Banshees, Warp Spider. He might be cautious, as Space Marines should be at the beginning of the game. So far Adila has nothing but his double scouts. He has a shotgun. He's going for a second shotgun. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We might see some ASMs. ASMs are a very dangerous choice though, since DarkHero can easily counter-initiate with double Banshees and the Entangling Web. So double shotgun's actually not that bad of an idea. He will need something though for the double Dire Avengers, because double Dire Avengers will dominate scouts in a ranged fight. So we might either see fully upgraded scouts, meaning double sergeants as well, and the elite training, forcing DarkHero into purchasing some detection, or we're gonna see the Exarch. I'm guessing we're gonna see the Exarch on both of them. It's not gonna help a lot since it's only soft detection. It has a keen sight radius of 15, similar to the not similar, but equal to the Sentinels. And might we see an Adila Great Nade here? No. That was actually a miscalculation on that retreat path. And we don't see an Adila level retreat grenade here. And as I was talking about it, we do see double sergeants. So we see double upgraded scouts. It's going to be very dangerous for the Eldar army, especially if they come out of infiltration. They can put up a lot of hurt since shotguns have a ranged modifier on their shotguns, and actually deal a lot more damage up close than they do from mid or long range. Battlecry gets activated here for the Force Commander. He's just chilling now in green cover. His bolt pistol is not as strong as the Lord Commissar's, but still quite threatening for the Eldar, especially for Dire Avengers who don't have much health per model. You see him constantly peeling off these models, which is very, very important since their Avengers have high damage output, and you really want to reduce that as much as you can. And again, DarkHero's harassing the power of Adila, knowing that he really committed into power. And that's a beautiful grenade, but almost wiped the squad. Wow, it loses a tactical marine model here, and that is not cheap. That is 75 requisition, and Warp Spider doing what he does best, deconstructing your economy, your map presence, your everything. By just teleporting everywhere, capping, decapping, harassing. It's very, very difficult to deal with the Warp Spider early on. Nice shotgun blast out of cover here. We immediately see the increased damage due to the Warp Spider not being in cover anymore and forcing the Warp Spider off. That's always very satisfying, forcing off the Warp Spider. And the shotguns will most definitely win this fight, especially since they have their sergeant and they have shotguns. DarkHero continues to harass this power. He really does want Adila to concentrate on gaining map presence. Takes down one more generator. And notice that Adila hasn't even touched these generators yet. There we see the elite training coming into effect. Infiltration. He does get revealed though once he starts capping the point. And they take down a second generator. That's quite some experience here for the Banshees. And Tactical Marines will have to fall off. I'm guessing the shotgun blast was on cooldown. This is a very good grenade here. Takes down 2 models on retreat. That's very nice. These scouts starting to level, and that's what you don't want to see as Eldar. Leveled up scouts, because they become increasingly difficult to deal with. Since scouts stay important, or their role in the game for the Space Marines is being quite underestimated by quite a few players. Scouts are always important for Space Marines. And here you can see why. Look at these Banshees, they're taking so much damage, and it's not because of the Force Commander alone, it's because of these shotgun scouts who are also being buffed. You see the yellow buff circles here. There you see the entangling web. Apparently DarkHero has had enough with the Force Commander running around, and purchased the entangling web. And on top of the improved targets, and improved targets is a straight up damage and range increase by 50% and weapon range by 7. That makes the Warp Spider even more difficult to deal with, and especially very dangerous for the scouts who have now lost some range in favor of firepower when they had purchased the shotguns. DarkHero already tier 2, and Adila is only going tier 2 now. DarkHero could even go tier 3 now with his power income. He does have both of the nodes on the side here. This one even noted. Nice grenade here on these Dire Avengers, forcing them off the cap here, but they desperately want this cap. They might lose models here. They're gonna start losing models here. Yeah. Lost 2 models. Shotgun blast was not needed here. Curious to find out what Adila is going to do here. Force Commander so far, yes, he's gonna get the Thunderhammer as expected. I mean, it's a no-brainer versus double Banshees. And the Thunderhammer is a huge deal for Eldar. It's the Warp Spider though, so if we see the Teleporter pack as well, Entangle might be enough to deal with this. And just as I said it, DarkHero is rushing for tier 3. I'm not sure that's the best idea. I mean, he does have the economy, but what could he get in tier 3 that would definitely seal the deal? He could get the Avatar. That would be very annoying, but that is a lot of time that he would have to deal with a tier 2 Space Marine army with only tier 1 units. And there we see a drop pod coming in. That is nice. Second tactical marine squad. I'm guessing we're gonna see Surrogates then. Otherwise, these unleveled tactical marines are rather useless. Yes, and we immediately see the sergeant over here, so we're most definitely gonna see Strongguard veterans, the scouts closing in here for a retreat grenade. That is a little bit off though. No, Adila judges it perfectly and takes 2 models again. These scouts starting to level, they're already level 2 here. And quick inflicted quite the bleed here on DarkHero. And now we see double Exarchs on the Dire Avengers. The Exarch actually, yeah, there we see, he has the melee leap, and this leap, or the knockback strength, is actually also going to get a change in 2.6. It's going to be reduced. Nice point blank grenade here. The knockback strength is going to be reduced, so that the Exarch doesn't knock everything back to such ridiculous amounts. For the Emperor here on the tactical marines, it's very dangerous now. DarkHero should retreat those Dire Avengers because they will most definitely not win this fight here, especially with the Sergeant now being purchased for these tactical marines. So he went double Sergeants. Not sure whether that was really needed. It's going to make tactical marines a lot more scary. These Banshees might go down. No, they actually will survive. If those would have been Sternguard veterans, and they could have poured in some Hellfire rounds on the Banshee's approach, that would have most definitely been a dead Banshee squad. And we do see a fast fire prism. I'm not sure this is going to work because the Force Commander can easily just equip the Power Fist, and the Power Fist in a missile launcher alone are enough to kill a fire prism. There we see Sternguards are being cancelled in favor of the missile launcher. Just as I said it, this is what's going to happen. And I'm guessing as soon as Adila has the power, he's going for the Power Fist as well. Power Fist is not bad versus Eldar at all. Oh, there we see the Entangle. Just as he was about to launch his attack, he's still under the influence of the Battle Cry, so he cannot be knocked back by the Fire Prism. Wow, Force Command is wrecking faces with this Thunderhammer. DarkHero needed to switch to the Focus Beam as to not knock back his own units, and these Banshees are dangerously low here. These scouts though get wiped by a Focus Warp Blast, very nice. And this missile launcher, yeah, this is not going to work because exactly the... Oh, but a grenade as well, and double missile launchers, didn't even see that coming. And down goes the Fire Prism. That is a huge loss since DarkHero's rushing the Fire Prism and it's already down. It's a steep investment to go for double missile launchers, but if you can take down a tier 3 vehicle that quick, it is most definitely worth it, since the Fire Prism costs 135 power, if I'm not mistaken. And Adila just invested 80 power for double missile launchers, and this is a huge problem now for DarkHero, who is left with basically a tier 1 army apart from the Exarchs on the Banshees. And Adila also has the lead on victory points, which is very surprising, since the Warp Spider most of the time dominates the map very easily. And there we see the Force Command. He's such a problem for the Eldar to deal with. It's level 3 already. Now we see a Librarian. I'm not sure what that is in response to. Maybe he wants to speed up the Force Command. I'm not sure though. Considering DarkHero's army composition, I think a Dreadnought would actually make more sense here. Because what could DarkHero get? he'd need to invest into a Bright Lance and maybe even Warp Spiders on top of that to actually deal with a Dreadnought. It's gonna be fantastic versus double Banshees, who it seems... Wait, they do not have an aspect? They must have an aspect. Actually, they don't. They do not. I'm mistaken. And then now we see a Falcon. Yeah, and even against the Falcon, the Dreadnought is just fantastic. And if you're really struggling, Adila already has double missile launchers, so I think the Librarian... I'm not really sure about that. Seems to have worked though so far. Veil of Time immediately purchased. If I'm not mistaken, the Librarian will also receive substantial buffs and changes for the upcoming 2.6 patch. He's going to start with 800 HP and Veil of Time, or the Tome of Time. The ability is called Veil of Time, which removes setup time and increases speed by 2. And there we see the Force Commander going straight for the Falcon for some reason, which does has a shield. These scouts... Wait, didn't we actually see scouts go down? That means he repurchased scouts. That's very interesting. Missile launchers, though, doing work here. Could even Veil of Time them to really chase down these this Falcon. And none shall... No, wait, what's it called? And none shall know no fear? No, not and none shall fall. And they shall know no fear. That was a combination of two abilities I just used there. None shall fall and they shall know no fear. That was obviously the they shall know no fear from the sergeant of the Tactical Marines. Yeah, the sickness is... I've really been blessed by Nurgle. Start messing with my head. Infiltrated scouts coming in again. Since the Dire Avengers are not there to detect, we might actually see double grenade spikes. No, we don't. They're instead opening fire on the Banshees, and look at the damage these Banshees have taken already. It's only by the grace of the Falcon that they can stay on the field for this long, since they can reinforce from the Falcon. But the damage was real. If not for the Falcon, that's probably why he got the Librarian, because Adila now has a last cannon. And a last cannon with Veil of Time is very dangerous. Adila now seriously equipped to deal with this Falcon. Double missile launchers, Librarian, and the Force Commander to counter-initiate anything that wants to tie up the last cannon. Let's see how he will deal with this. Last cannon setting up. I'm guessing scouts are going to infiltrate. Very nice entangle into grenade up here. And now, oh, that is very unfortunate. The last cannon, it has been revealed. Adila has no choice but to set up here. You see the setup time has been removed. First shot goes down. There is the Force Commander teleporting in, using the battle cry immediately. And everything, you see, everything here gets buffed. But he just cannot get close enough to deal with the Falcon. He can force it off. But yeah, he's not even chasing with the last cannon, which is a mistake, I think. Very nice smite here on these Dire Avengers. Scouts continuing to push. He doesn't want DarkHero to get back on the field. I'm not sure though whether he's not overextending here. Yes, Dire Avengers can easily get into the Falcon. These scouts are just lurking around here. Last Cannon takes some cheeky shots here. I don't know whether DarkHero has noticed. And he's actually closing in. That is a dead Falcon. Unless he... Oh, that... And yes, he was gambling on the... Oh no. He was gambling on the last cannon to actually be disrupted before it could take its final shot. That was a huge mistake. Should have activated the shield again. It seems he dropped some micro there. We now see a Seer Council. It's going to be very interesting. Is most definitely gonna destroy these tactical marines here. We already, oh my god, we already see the damage they're pouring in here. Taking a model. They leap into combat, they knock back with their leap, but the Force Commander is more than enough to deter them with the Thunderhammer. Just look at the... It's unreal for the Emperor as well. He'll just constantly knock them back, and Seer Council has no choice but to fall back. And really, I think DarkHero maneuvered himself into a very difficult position here. One of the main reasons he's struggling is he doesn't have enough firepower to deter the Force Commander and the double tactical marines. And with the double scouts will easily take care of the Banshees. These scouts almost go down though, but yeah, the Force Commander just counter initiates too good. And now we see an Autarch, even more melee. It's probably to buff the Banshees, but I'm not sure. The Autarch doesn't have a lot of health, and everything Adila has is quite leveled, and there we see, wow, that the Autarch is just getting destroyed. Seer Council jumping in. These scouts will have to fall back, so will these tactical marines have to fall back. Wow. Nice knockback into the grenade here, and they shall know no fear activated here, granting the tactical marines a 50% chance to knock back, but the sergeant dies. That is very unfortunate, immediately cancelling the ability here. Wow, and this force barrier here is actually pushing the tactical marines back into the fray. I think that was very unintended, and I don't know. I can only repeat what I've said earlier. A Dreadnought would completely shut down this entire composition. Because what is the Autarch going to do? She can purchase her fusion gun, but so what? That is a Dreadnought. Double their Avengers, they can't do anything. These Howling Banshees have purchased the aspect of fleetness, which means they only have power melee weapons now. And even if they had the aspect of strength, they could not possibly tango with the Dreadnought. That still has its melee resistance. This last kind of might go down, but I think Adila should have even let it go down. It's quite its overtake. Pop. He should most definitely. Nice point blank grenade here. Not doing a lot. DarkHero desperately trying to stay in this game here. He's actually managing to do so. Interesting grenade here. Everything forcing focus firing these Banshees here. And yeah, that's just the problem. The Force Commander is just too much of a melee deterrent here. Even the Librarian. Force Barrier nicely microed around the Force Barrier here. And immediately forces off these tactical marines, and look at this! The Autarch jumps to increase the speed of the Seer Council. Don't know why the Seer Council didn't chase further. I think they could have taken more models here. Maybe he was wary of these scouts, since they are still a huge problem here as well. Coming out of infiltration, assassinating the Autarch here. Wow, yeah, even DarkHero comments on that. That was very nice. And let's look at the scouts. Scouts level 4 and level 2. such a good choice to actually repurchase the scouts there once he lost them, but Adila is dropping his macro here a little bit, letting these scouts be tied up by the banshees here. And Seer Council might even take some models here. Yeah, but there you see the levels coming into play. Lost only one model here, and now we see a Dreadnought. I'm sorry for that. And now, yeah, we'll see fire dragons, but in all seriousness, the fire dragons are not going to be enough to actually kill the Dreadnought. And you see the Seer Council can't do anything against this Dreadnought. And that's all it should be doing. It should just be zoning out melee threats away from the tactical marines. And the Seer Council are now pushed into another role. Like they can, the only thing they can do now is be threatening as a capping unit that is very, very strong melee combat and very, very fast. And now the fire dragons are engaging the Dreadnought, but the Emperor's Fist goes down, would have stunned the fire dragons, and the fire dragons are not as strong as they used to be. Very nice grenade here from DarkHero, but these tactical marines are also level 4 tactical marines and level 3 tactical marines. They will not go down easy in their duty for the Emperor. Seer Council will take this victory point, but they're badly hurt. And there's a Dreadnought, there's a Librarian, there are scouts on retreat. Very dangerous place for them to be right now. These tactical marines desperately wanted this cap. Adila really wants to close down this game. DarkHero is trying his best. Seer Council will stay there for a second, but the Force Command is... he will chase them off easily. And yeah, Seer Council had to retreat. If these scouts would have been in a better position, they could have thrown a very nice grenade here. Librarian popping the force barrier here, trying to keep everything off the victory point. That's a point blank grenade, but unfortunately also on himself. Force Command is just looking at his scouts. I think he needed a rest from all this hammering he was doing. That thing is quite heavy, I think. I imagine. Banshee's desperately trying for going for the decap here, but it's not going to help. Fire dragons are melting this force commander somehow. Their melter guns are very threatening indeed, and DarkHero calls the GG, does not get the decap here, and Adila also drops the GG. Victory points have run out. And really there's nothing that DarkHero could have done. The loss of the Fire Prism is so crucial. If he still had the Fire Prism, which was still a huge risk, he could have done something against the Dreadnought. But since he did not, and he was basically rocking a tier 1 army for most of the game, it gave Adila all the time in the world to just pop out those tier 2 units that would secure him the victory. Oh wow, that is very annoying. Let's go away from that and let's look at the heroes. Let's not go back there. That's very annoying. Force Commander, yeah, level 6 has done a great job just forcing off the Banshees, forcing off the Seer Council, basically forcing everything to either move around or just to retreat. And then double tactical marines did not see the second missile launcher coming. That was very crucial. He immediately took down the Fire Prism and the DarkHero's rush to tier 3 and Fire Prism domination. I think that was a mistake. He should have invested more into tier 2. A Falcon would have been very nice, because he could have stayed on the map a lot longer and would have had more mobility, and the Falcon is also a huge threat since its damage output is quite high. We have the heroes and I think the most valued units of the game, which are the scouts. The scouts have done a a wonderful job at keeping the Banshees at bay, constantly bleeding down Avenger models, constantly bleeding Banshees, capping, decapping, and even killing the Autarch. I mean, that's quite a lot. And then the Dreadnought at the end, you see it's already level 2. There's nothing that DarkHero could have done against it. Warp Spider, level 3 only, didn't have that high of an impact that I would have thought. Should have maybe focused more on bleeding those scouts, but the scouts had the elite training, so they were constantly infiltrated and very hard to spot for the Warp Spider. And double Banshees did not really work out, especially versus the Force Commander, who can easily deal with them. Might have worked versus the Apothecary, but even the Apothecary can just go for the Purification Vials, and you'll have to go for some sick flanking micro to make double Banshees work against the Apothecary with either the Purification Rites or the Purification Vials. Seer Council was a nice choice, considering that there were double Tactical Marines, but there was still the threat of the Thunderhammer Force Commander. So I'm guessing if he would have gone for Dark Reapers, it would have been an entirely different story, because Dark Reapers also have the range, the superior range to Tactical Marines, and the Dark Reapers would have most definitely dominated the Tactical Marines. Fire Dragons were an obvious choice, since there was a Walker and he needed some very robust anti-vehicle weaponry, but Fire Dragons alone will not kill a Dreadnought supported by double Scouts, which are also leveled and can stay in the fight for quite some time. So there you have it. The Imperium takes this win, and the Eldar will have to scramble away to reform their ranks and attack from another angle. I hope you enjoyed this cast, and see you next time.